Hi guys, what is up? It's your Karen aka cakedbybabyk, and welcome back to my channel. Taking another break from rating every single holiday gift set sold at Sephora to talk about the products that I tried in the month of October. We have way more than this. Actually, I could not find a bigger box. October was such a doozy. A lot of amazing products and a lot of not so amazing products as well. I think we have something for almost every category in makeup, and then we have some skincare, some hair care. We have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to talk about hair care first because we have the least amount of products in that category. This is from Lola B. It is their Peptide Plumping Volume Shampoo and Conditioner. I used to wash my hair every 2 to 3 days, but now I'm washing it every day, if not every other day, just because I don't know, I feel like I'm just so done with the narrative of you shouldn't wash your hair every single day. My scalp gets itchy, it gets oily, it needs more frequent cleansing. I'm not going to show you guys the consistency because I do not want to make a mess, but I'll just talk about it. The shampoo, really easy to lather, and I feel like the reason for that is because the consistency is pretty thin. It lathers well, it smells nice, but those are really the main things that I like about the shampoo and the conditioner. As for cleansing the scalp, does not do a very good job, especially if I have dry shampoo in my hair, if I'm doing a hair oil, or if I just have a lot of buildup. One round of shampooing is just not going to do the job, so you have to go in with a second shampoo, and who's got the time or arm strength for that? Certainly not I. My hair is long as hell. Every hair wash day is an arm workout for me. As for the conditioner, it is very runny, so it's not going to give a maximum hydration. If you are someone who has really damaged hair or has really dry, brittle strands, I do not think that it's going to be the conditioner for you. Now, the other reason why I do like it is because it's a volumizing shampoo and conditioner. At first, I thought volumizing meant volume up at the roots, whatever, but I've found that whenever I use the shampoo and conditioner consistently, when I put my hair in my hand, like I'm about to put it up into a ponytail, it does feel a lot thicker. So if you're someone with very fine hair, you don't have a lot, or you just have very thin strands, maybe this could be for you. Personally, I cannot get over the fact that it does not cleanse my scalp well enough. Am I going to finish this set? Probably, because I've used a good chunk of it already, and you guys know I don't like wasting products. I like to see things through. Will I buy another set? No. What am I going to rate it? A 2. All right, moving on to skincare, we have a few items from the Face Shop to start out. Let's talk about the makeup wipes. These are absolutely atrocious. I used this one time. My face was burning so bad. I'm going to insert a picture of what my face looked like after I used it. Yes, I do have dermatographia, which means that my skin is more susceptible to swelling up when I get scratched or if I rub or scrub too hard, but I've never had this happen with a makeup wipe. Granted, makeup wipes are not my favorite method of taking off my makeup. I only use them in a pinch. On this day, I believe I did not want to wash my entire face because I liked the way my brows looked and I didn't want to redo them, so I just took off my makeup with the wipe. Yeah, you guys know about the rest. It was very uncomfortable, very unpleasant. This is getting a straight 0. We also have the Rice Water Bright Light Cleansing Oil. Cleansing oils and cleansing balms are just a category that I am not particularly picky about because I think it's really difficult to mess up those formulas because all they do is melt down your makeup. My big 3 non-negotiables for a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil is that it has to melt down all the makeup, it has to emulsify well when you mix it with water, and it does not leave a film on the face when you wash it off. This will remove your makeup, but not anything that is super stubborn, so waterproof mascaras, or if you have eyelash glue, that is not happening with this. Not to mention the consistency of this is really thin, so when you pump it out on your hands or if you pump it directly to your face, it kind of gets everywhere. It's just not an enjoyable experience. I found myself having to worry about whether or not it's going to drip down my arms or if it's going to drip onto the floor. Maybe that's just me being ultra picky, but if you are anything like me and you enjoy the sensory experience of doing your skincare, I think it's important to note. It also smells really fragrant, so if you're sensitive to scents, I would steer away from this. This one's getting a 1. All right, we are continuing on with the hate train. In the month of October, I ran out of my coveted, my beloved, my holy grail Glow Recipe Avocado Face Wash. You guys know how much I love that one. And instead of buying a new one, because, you know, I have all of these new face washes at my disposal, I decided to try and find a new one to use in the meantime. Also because, yes, this is my job and I do test out beauty products for a living. I tried 3 different face washes and all of them sucked. I went and bought a new Glow Recipe face wash during the Sephora sale. Anyways, let's start off with the best one out of the 3, and I use the word best very loosely because I just didn't like this. As you guys can probably deduce, texture and consistency is really important to me when it comes to skincare, and the consistency of this, it's described as a jelly, which I do agree with, but it's just not my favorite consistency for a face wash for some reason. I know that it doesn't affect the efficacy of the product, but this texture just makes me feel like I'm not getting my face super clean. It feels watered down. It's a little bit harder to work up into a lather, into a foam on my face, especially in the shower, because I do wash my face in the shower, contrary to what skincare experts may tell you. I still wash my face in the shower because washing your face in the sink is a sensory nightmare. It's overstimulating. I don't like it. Anyways, back to this face wash. It cleanses just fine. Like I said, I think it's the best one out of the 3 that I tried during the month of October, but still, it just did not wow me. You get a 1. Next up is the Kosas Plump and Juicy Comfy Clean Gel Cleanser. Again, the consistency of this is pretty thin, which is a big reason why I just did not enjoy using it. The other big reason why I did not enjoy using it is because this burned my eyes. These pretty little things, burning. Itching and burning, itching and burning, itching and burning. Don't think I need to say more, this gets a 0. What is also getting a 0 is the Merit Great Skin Face Cleanser. Great skin where? Certainly not on my face. This is the Double Cleanse Face Wash. Double cleansing with this is like a heinous joke. Like, is someone pranking me? Am I being punked? As you can see, it's a bi-phase cleanser, so you shake it up like so, and it kind of looks like a really milky latte. This is a foaming cleanser, and I think that's why my mind is so boggled when it's described as a double cleanse product, because double cleansing with a foaming face wash sounds ridiculous. I tried it, unfortunately, and it just did not make my skin feel clean. I had to go in again with the cleansing balm afterwards. It was just laughable how bad this was. As y'all can tell, I mean, you can rewind and see the footage from before, but it's kind of difficult to tell now. As you guys could tell in the previous clips, I used a good amount of this. I mainly used this in the mornings because I did not trust this to take off makeup and sunscreen and oil and dirt and SPF. I just said sunscreen and SPF, whatever. I did not trust this cleanser to take everything off at the end of the day, so I would just use this in the morning, and I tried to commit to using it for the entire month because skincare takes a while before you start to see the results. No results. I don't even think they advertise any results other than removing your makeup and cleaning your face. You see what I put my skin through for y'all? Mediocrity. Not even mediocrity. Trash. Once again, 0. And the last skincare product is from Estera. They are a Korean skincare brand. You can find them at Sephora. This is the Ado Barrier Hydro Sarah Ha Serum. Sarah HA. I don't know. On the bottle, it says for dry and sensitive skin. While I do agree with sensitive, dry might be a little bit of a reach because this is a very, very lightweight serum. This serum is really thin. It almost feels like water, just a step above the viscosity of water, in my opinion. But for some reason, I have been really liking this. This is just a hydrating serum. It's not anything special, but I can't stop using it. I think it's because the formula is so lightweight. And this stopper, I'm gonna show you guys right now. And this is such a weird and unimportant detail in the grand scheme of things, but I love the dropper on this product. It is longer than the normal dropper, and when you go to squeeze and fill it up with product, you get so much more product. I don't know, it's just something that I've noticed, and I just really appreciate it for some weird reason. This absorbs really quickly. I look forward to using this in the mornings. I like something a little bit more heavier duty in the nighttime, so that's why I use it just in the AM. For how it feels, which is very lightweight, it does hydrate the skin a lot. Now again, is it enough for my super dry girlies? I don't know. I personally do not think so, but if you are super dry and you've tried this, comment down below. Miss Astura is getting a 4. Hold the phones, I forgot that I had one more skincare product. This is the Paula's Choice Pro Collagen Peptide Firming Eye Serum. This is stupid good. I love the metal applicator. It is so cooling, so comfortable on your under eyes. The serum is lightweight yet hydrating. It absorbs really quickly. It wears beautifully under makeup. For some reason, my under eyes have been getting more and more dry. I don't know if it means I'm getting old. I have no idea. But my skin has been changing a little bit, so I have been incorporating an eye cream into my routine, because normally before I would use eye cream, but not religiously. I didn't feel the need to use it too much, but now I have to use it because my under eyes will feel very, very dry if I don't. The metal applicator is just so good. It's what makes the process so enjoyable for me. Yeah, the formula is great too, yada, 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 but the metal applicator really just kicks it up a notch. 5. This is the Milani Stay Put Brow Mousse. I did not like this, unfortunately. Milani, y'all know that I love you to death, but I am very picky about brow products. This was really dry, and the odds are already stacked against this product because I normally don't like a tinted brow gel, brow mousse. There are very few that I actually enjoy. Tinted brow gels and brow mousses just work better for people with thicker brows. I think that's why it looks so weird on me, because it looks messy. I have very, not sparse brows, but I have thin brow hairs, so you can still see the skin underneath my brows. If you have been so blessed and you have amazing, nice, natural brows that just need a little bit of oomph, then I think this will work for you. But for me, as someone who needs a lot of hold, as someone who has to work to make her brows look like this is just not for me. It's messy, it's too dry for my liking. Giving this a 0. Adding this to the enormous pile of brow products that I just do not like in my products I hate bin. Next up is the Underpainting Face Palette by Mary Phillips. This is relatively new. I did buy this with my own money. It's $65, $67, so it is pretty pricey. If you guys aren't familiar with Mary Phillips, she is a celebrity makeup artist, and she basically went viral for her underpainting technique, which is when you do all of the highlight and the contour and everything underneath your foundation. Personally, I'm not an avid user of the underpainting method, but I have been doing it more because of this palette. Now, as you can tell, it's really beat up, and I've been using this to just kind of round out my thoughts. The shades that I use the most are the color correcting peach shade and the bronzer shade. The other ones I don't really touch that much. These have that creamy balm consistency, and they're nice. They're not super heavy, but if you are oily, you definitely have to set them down. I'm wearing this palette on my face today, and honestly, it's not anything special in my opinion, especially because I don't use 3 out of the 5 shades in here. With the darker contour, I think it's too dark for me, and for the 2 concealer highlight shades, I would just rather use a regular concealer that's in my rotation. I love me a full coverage concealer, and the coverage of these, it's not very opaque to begin with. You can definitely build them up, which I do appreciate, but for my concealer in this formula, I just would prefer not to build on top of itself over and over again. Obviously, if you are a makeup artist, I think you'll find more value in this. If you are dry, I think you'll like it better than I do. And of course, if you do the underpainting technique a lot, I think this is worth it. But for me, I'm gonna rate this a 2, and honestly, that hurts my heart because I did spend a lot of money on this. But I'm glad that I was able to try this. Also worth mentioning that these palettes only come in 3 different colors. They say that they're coming out with a shade extension, but tale as old as time, the darker skin girlies, these are not going to work for you. Crazy coming from a makeup artist. Moving forward with more complexion, this freaking concealer. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Full Cover Concealer. It has been a long time since a concealer has wowed me like this. From the first time that I used this, I was just blown away. And actually, I might have my first impressions up in a TikTok. If not my first impression, then it's definitely one of the first times that I used this on camera, and it is so freaking stunning. The consistency is so lightweight, but the coverage is there. I'm in the shade 2N26 if anybody is curious, and I'm wearing it right now. Beautiful formula, beautiful finish. Obviously I have to set mine down because I set all my concealers down. This is one of those concealers that I would feel comfortable using all over my face. If you get a darker shade, you can use it as bronzer, as contour. This does also come with a brush built in, and I don't really have any strong thoughts towards it. It's nice, it's soft, but I much prefer applying my concealers with a sponge. Beautiful natural finish. The way that this blends out is so seamless, almost akin to like a watercolor effect. You know when you blend out watercolors and there's just something so smooth and effortless about it? That's how applying this concealer feels to me. I have not been able to stop using this concealer. It's easily one of my favorite products from this month. This one's getting a 5. And more from Makeup Forever, we have the HD Skin Pressed Powders. This comes with a little puff, and I love how big the mirror is inside here. This is a more medium to buildable full coverage powder. I'm wearing the shade 2.1 medium all over my face today, and this is one of the most blurring pressed powders I have ever tried. From the first time that I used it, it was something. My pores were absolutely gone. They were smoothed, and I normally don't gravitate towards a pressed powder because I much prefer a loose setting powder because I have oily skin and I need something more heavy duty to set my face. However, this is unlike any other pressed powder that I've tried. This is so not softly pressed, but it's easier to pick up with a brush than other pressed powders. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I discuss the annoyance that is going into a pressed powder with a brush and trying to pick up enough product to set your face, and the powder is just pressed so firmly that you have to kind of like dig in with your brush to even get anything on your brush. You do not have to do that with this powder. You just tap your brush in a few times and you get a good amount of product on there. Now, I understand that may be annoying for some people, but for me, that's not annoying. I like a little kickback when it comes to pressed powders because I need a lot of powder to set my face. For more coverage, you can definitely use the puff that comes in here. Personally, I don't really like this. I much prefer my own velour puff or a brush, but this is definitely my new Disney powder because this is just so good. It's great for touch-ups as well. It's compact. She's getting a 5. Next up is a product that really surprised me. This is the Too Faced Cloud Crush Whipped Lip and Cheek Color. I have the shade Peach Blur here. I'm wearing it today. When I first used this, I was so blown away with how this blended, how blurring it was on the skin, how buildable it was. This has that whipped consistency. This feels like a Korean formula. Normally, I'm not a fan of Too Faced products. I feel like it's just one of those brands that kind of flies under the radar. Like they had their moment 10 years ago and now they're just, you know, there. And because of that, any bangers that they might have, people just aren't talking about them. So that's why I was really surprised when I tried this out. Also because I did not particularly like the Cloud Crush powder blushes. This one is like the cool cousin in the family. My oily girlies, you're going to love this. It dries down into a soft, powdery matte finish that still has a lot of dimension and a lot of life. It's not like a flat matte blush. Giving her a 4.5. Next up is this highlighting stick from Tier. This is the My Glow highlighter in the shade Rosy Beam. Wearing this on the high points of my cheeks today. I did notice though that you can overdo it and it will take off the makeup underneath. You can see that patch right there. So be aware of that. However, this is so good. I actually thought that I was not going to like this because I thought my hair was going to stick to it. And if you apply the correct amount, just the tiniest bit on the high points of your cheeks, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, I did overdo it today and my hair has been sticking and it did remove the makeup underneath. So I will be docking her a point. It was a 5 and now it's going to be a 4. But I do think that this is such a stunning formula still. It has the most subtle pink shimmer in here, so it makes it as a blush topper amazing. Just gives the most beautiful glow. Again, I'm giving this a 4. You're keeping up with the Korean beauty. This is from Kaja. This is the Beauty Bento in the shade Chocolate Dahlia, and I love the concept of this. I think it is so cute. It's so compact. It's amazing for travel. And just listen to these clicks. So satisfying. The fact that it comes with a small mirror even is such a nice detail. I like this just fine. Do I think that the shadows could be a little bit better when it comes to the formula? Yes, I do think that they could be a little bit more creamy, a little bit more blendable, but it's not bad at all, so I'm gonna give her. I'm so excited to talk about this next one. This is the Bubble X Rudy Berry Freckle Pen, and I am wearing it today. I've been so obsessed with doing faux freckles. It's just the perfect amount of pigment for a freckle pen. It's not too dark, and you can kind of dab over it with your fingers, which is what I do to kind of lighten it even more and to just keep stamping them across your face. This is called the Berry Freckled Pen, and it is just so cute. It's like little strawberry seeds on your face. So proud of my girl Rudy. This is obviously getting a 5, not only because she's my friend, but because it's actually such a banging product. I love the little bulbous tip on this pen because it just makes dotting it on your face so much easier. It's kind of like a dotting tool, whereas other freckle pens, they just have that pointy tip and it's just easy to like smush down too hard and do a misshapen freckle. She also came out with these new lip stains, and I will be talking about these a little bit later. Next up is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Bond Waterproof Mascara. This smudged all over my bottom lashes. Here's the footage. I am giving her a point though for a nice wand. I do like the wand a lot. I like the slight curve in it. It was really easy to apply on my Stick Straight Tiny Asian lashes. It held a curl, so she gets a 1. Continuing on with lashes, but these are false lashes. I have the Lily Lashes No Glue Needed Body Heat Activated Self-Adhesive Band Half Lashes in Wild Child. No, because this concept is actually crazy. Now, I like these, but I would like them better if the band was a little bit thinner and if the lashes were longer. I know that this is supposed to be a half lash, but usually half lashes on me, they just don't look good because of my eye shape, and they usually tend to just end right here and they look weird and unfinished. Concept of this is amazing. I think the execution could be done a little bit better. They do stay on all day. I've only used these a few times, so I don't know how they're going to do when you venture into like the 5 to 10 use category. I think I've used these 3 or 4 times, and I'm just wondering how it will be once it gets to the end of its life, when it can potentially get like crusty on the lash band. In the care and rewear section, it says after 2 to 3 wears, wipe band with an oil-free makeup remover or water to clean, warm with a hairdryer for 5 seconds, and then apply again. So that's nice. It has those instructions. To extend the life of the lashes beyond 3 to 5 wears, use the brush on lash adhesive. Okay, so you're not venturing into the 5 to 10 category. I think 5 would be the max that you would use these. Personally, I think I would just prefer a traditional strip lash where I use the glue, because I found with these, the hold is definitely there, but if you are wanting to do a longer day, if you're doing a theme park day, like I'm thinking in my mind, I go to Disney a lot, and the true test of whether or not a lash glue or lashes are good is if they stay on during Incredicoaster when they're, you know, flapping like this. And I don't think that I could wear these on that ride, but maybe I should. Let me know if I should do a wear test. In the meantime, these are getting a 3. What's getting a 5 though are these. These are the Salon Perfect DIY lash extension clusters. I'm wearing them today. Y'all know that I love me a cluster, and the length of these, the volume of these are just perfect for my style, my eyes, and it is just so freaking good. If you guys aren't on the clusters train, I understand, because it can be intimidating because they go under the lashes and not on the lash line on top. But once you get the hang of it, it is so much better than a traditional strip lash, because these, they just look so seamless. They have a clear band, which is gonna make them look very natural. And honestly, when you do it correctly, these are more comfortable than a strip lash. Giving you guys a close-up here, I'm just so in love with these, and Salon Perfect is just ultra affordable. Now, these are supposed to be DIY lash extensions, meaning that you should keep them on, but I take mine off at the end of the day because I love to rub the shit out of my eyes. I like to see stars. I like to be rough with my face. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I do. It feels nice, and it's, again, a sensory thing for me. I just do not like having lashes on when I'm sleeping. So I will take them off, put them in like a little dish, group them together, and then I will just reuse them the next day. With each cluster, I think I can stretch it to like 4 to 5 uses every time, and then I'll just get new ones from here. What's also nice about lash clusters is that they are so customizable. You can see on the sides here that it has the lengths of the different clusters. So in the pack, you get all the way from 8mm to 16. So it really depends on the day, where you're going, what the vibe is, and you can just change your lashes accordingly. XO Cosmetics Lash Glue. At first, I really liked this, and I still do. However, I've noticed that after a few uses, it's starting to dry out already, which is crazy. I don't have high standards for my lash glues because all they really need to do is stick the lashes on my face, and the lashes should not fall off. It was meeting those expectations, but because it's drying out so quickly, I'm gonna give it a 3. However, this eyeliner does get a higher score. This is also from XO Cosmetics. I am also wearing this one today. Great for my winged liner because the tip is so precise. This is called the Just the Tip eyeliner. Great brush tip. I have been using this pretty consistently throughout this month, and I have started to notice that the tip is getting a little bit dry, so I will have to store it upside down, which is annoying, but obviously not the biggest issue in the world. It is a very matte eyeliner, which I very much enjoy and appreciate. I think it looks so good. Because the tip is so precise, you can do the thinnest of lines, or you can give it a little bit more pressure and do a thicker one. I've noticed that she lasts a long time. She doesn't smudge, and I very much have like oily eye area sometimes. She's very durable. I have not experienced any smudging with this one, and even at the end of the day, I will go in with the cleansing balm or cleansing oil, and sometimes she's still there, like remnants of her, reminders of her, if you will. If this didn't dry out so quickly into me using it, it would be a full 5, but I'm gonna give her a 4. All right, final stretch. We are moving on to lips. Let's talk about this Pixie lip stain first. This is the Lip Blush lip stain in the shade Purity. This has a marker tip. Truly, it just looks like a Crayola marker. And for some reason, I really like this. I wasn't expecting to like it at all. Gives that watercolor effect. Is the stain super long lasting? No, but you get what you pay for at the drugstore. I do think the marker tip could be a little bit more juicy, a little bit more woo, but I still love her. She's getting a 4. We are back to talking about Buell and Rudy Berry. These are her new lip stains. These are the best lip stains that I have ever tried. They are called the Bitten Juice lip stain, which is the perfect description to what they look like. I'm actually wearing the, which shade are you? The Raspberry Jam one today, and it is one of the most long-lasting lip stains I have ever tried. It's easy to blend out. The brush tip is amazing. Let's talk about the brush tip real quick. The brush tip on these is absolutely amazing. I love the shape of them. You can maneuver in a way to where you can do a very thin line, or you can kind of adjust the angle a little bit and add a little bit more pressure, and you can get a thicker line. So it really just depends on the look that you want. I love to do a thin line and kind of color it in, go in with my fingers and smudge it to blend, and then I'll do a gloss on top. Is what I did today, and I'm just so absolutely in love. These are the best lip stains that I have ever tried, and I'm not even saying that because Rudy's my friend. Also, she just had a whole ass baby, so everybody go congratulate her. Coming out with a baby and fire makeup products, insane. And here I am trying to wipe these stains off with a baby wipe. Obviously, you can see that they're not going anywhere. These are so long lasting. 5. Next up is the 3D Hydra Extreme Plumping Lip Gloss. This one is in the shade 3. Yes, it's a plumping gloss. Yes, she's tingly. No, it's not crazy. The opacity of this gloss is so good. This color is absolutely gorgeous. The shine is amazing, and I love this applicator. It's so slanted and precise. Great drugstore plumping lip gloss option. I'm gonna give her 3.5. And last but not least is the Huda Beauty Faux Filler Lip Gloss. Y'all know that I have this very one-sided beef with Huda Beauty, but I have finally decided to break the beef because I was curious about this lip gloss, and unfortunately it is one of the most unique lip gloss formulas that I have ever tried. I have not tried anything like it. It is plush, it is comfortable on the lips, it's long lasting. I love the opacity, and I'm wearing it today. I'm a traitor to my own thoughts.
Just look how good it looks on me.
This lip gloss feels cushiony. It feels plush, it feels high quality, and it makes me stare at my own lips all the time. As if I was not obsessed with myself already, me and this lip gloss, I'm even more obsessed with myself.
It's crazy.
Listen, you know a product is good when I'm adamant about not trying the brand and I end up trying out the brand and that product and I rate it a freaking 5. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. Yet another month in the books, which is crazy. I always do these videos and I just think, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so long until I have to do another one of these, and then it creeps up and I'm here, baffled. Again, let me know if you're curious about any of these products. Really hope you enjoyed watching, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all the good, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I better see y'all in the next one.